Hello everybody, welcome back. It's time for Sport Federation TV. Of course, well, we are watching Sport Federation TV, but we carry on talking about sport in the province. So it's nice to have you back, of course, as we keep highlighting our various sport codes. The athletes, the coaches, the administrators, the competitions, the events. We talk about it weekly here on Cape Town TV, DStv channel 263. In studio with me now, I've got Charles Gelderbloem from Western Cape Darts, and we're lucky enough to have the president of Darts South Africa in studio with us. Of course, he happens to be from the Western Cape. Gentlemen, nice to have you back.
Thank you, JP. Good to be here.
And Charles, nice to have you back, Meneer.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
You had your hands full with develop. I haven't seen you now probably for what, 2 years since we've had you in the studio, or a year or so. How have things been going for darts in the Western Cape?
Amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah.
We did quite well with the 180 plus that we were busy with. And what we do is we're busy with recruiting players to clubs.
Yeah.
And that is what
All right, I'm going to ask
some big movement.
Graham. Let me ask you the same question. We're going to give Charles an opportunity there to think about the last 2 years worth of events. How's darts going in South Africa?
Thanks, JP. Darts in South Africa is alive and well. It's going very well. As you mentioned, I'm the president of Darts South Africa, but I'm also proud to say that I'm a member of the Western Cape Darts Federation. Western Cape being the powerhouse of darts. Oh, I know I'm going to get a lot of
Oh, you know you're going to
that.
get into trouble, but if you didn't say it, I would have said it.
Okay, fine. You should have told me before the time so I can. But anyway, like I said, Western Cape, powerhouse of darts. I look forward to seeing them at the National Championship this year, and I look forward to them being the national champions this year. But
so this is, of course, an Olympic year. A lot of athletes are focusing around the Olympics. From a darts point of view, do you guys compete internationally as well? I mean, because we know that you've got a South African Championships coming up now. Before we go back to Charles about local development, but is there an event after this national championships?
yes, there is, JP. Look, Darts South Africa is the national federation for the sport in South Africa. And on the African continent, we belong to African Union Sports Council, Region 5 Darts Confederation. So later this year, we will be competing in Eswatini in the Continental Championship. And then we are also affiliated to the World Darts Federation. Last year, we were in Denmark, competed in the World Cup there. Next year, we are scheduled to go to South Korea for the World Cup.
Wow.
The WDF World Cup is played every 2 years. So we're going to South Korea next year. And then also, according to African Union Sports Council, South Africa is scheduled to host the Junior Continental Championship in 2025. So internationally, we are there. There's also been a new region started on the African continent. It's Africa and West Asia. So it consists of the African countries plus the Arab nations, and South Africa is a member of that as well. And we'll be playing the inaugural African Darts Council Championship later this year, which will take place in Egypt.
It's a tremendous amount of admin. It's so many different international participation opportunities that we just heard about. Now I can imagine the amount of admin that goes into organizing that. Charles, let's get back to you now from a Western Cape point of view. Are the club structures active? Are the guys competing? Of course, like I said, we're going to nationals now. But just give us a little bit of a rundown. The seasons, the league structures, how does the daily activity look from a dart point of view?
From a dart point of view, it looks excellent because what we do is we got our district teams that participate at a district level. All the clubs form like a district, and those district people play against each other
So
twice a month.
The average darts player, I mean, obviously darts is not only a social sport anymore, it's very competitive.
Very competitive.
I mean, we're seeing you guys on TV on a regular basis. There's enormous sponsorships around it. There's big TV viewership. From a participation point of view, how often are the guys playing? Do they play every day, every night? Is it 2 hours in the evening?
Well, in the evenings we got like, let's say each association play darts a different evening.
Yeah.
Because like in Mitchell's playing, they play Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I always wonder about whether or not athletes who play darts, do the athletes take their sport home with them? Because
Definitely.
so a lot of guys have maybe got a dartboard in the lounge. Do they take their sport home with them, or do they say, okay, I've done my practicing now, I'm finished for the day?
I'm sure that they do. You know, I suppose almost every dart player, including myself, I have a dartboard up in my garage at home. So when there are visitors, you end up playing a game or two. And especially, look, I'm not a top player. I play in the B division. And the only reason why I play in the B division is because there's no C division. You know, so but it's a wonderful social activity as well.
Yeah.
When people get together.
Charles, tell us a little bit about the schools program. This is something you brought to us before, about your 180 program. It's obviously gained momentum. In the beginning, it was a bit of hard work to do, but now you're up and running.
Yes, the infrastructure is there now, and what we're doing is, it's amazing work that we're doing at the moment. And I must say thank you to Mr. Stark sitting here, because we as the 180 program haven't got any other sponsors, but he drives us around wherever we want to go to.
Wow,
To
yeah.
the schools, and we appreciate that very much. But also the infrastructure is there. I got holistic coaching and all those things. We do coaching, and all we do is we play in the public arena also.
Just give us a bit more info about the 180 program. This is darts at schools. Is it similar to the other sport codes? Do they play in teams? Do they have coaching? How does it work at the school level?
Yeah, we got personal coaches like myself and Alistair Porton and all those others that's been elected to do the coaching. But I've got allocation of 10 schools that I do coaching at.
Yes.
So they will come in the afternoon after school, and they will do their practicing, and I will show them exactly how to do. I do holistic coaching, I do talk to them, and then I let them play.
Do you have to, do they set up the equipment? Is it, how does that side of things work?
Well, each school now needs 3 dartboards.
Right.
So what we do is they buy the equipment, and we set it up for them, and we do the meterage and whatever. And
okay. So is this something that if there are more schools, if there are right now any headmasters and schools that are watching, is this something that they can join up with? Can they form part of the darts program?
yes, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Because the school also got a person that do the scoring for them,
Okay.
like
right.
a teacher. We at all times each thing has got a teacher that will educate them how to do the scoring,
Right.
and we will just accompany that person.
Graham, you've got the South African Championships coming up soon.
Yes.
We know this because we've got a provincial team, Western Cape team, that is going to compete in the South African Championships. Tell us a little bit about a championships like that. How many participants do you expect to have? How many days is an event like that?
Look, up till last year, JP, the nationals used to be played over 5 days. Now this year, we've changed the format, so we're playing over 7 days. That's because we have so many entries, and also we've separated the provincial sides from the district, from the association sides. Now, we'll have approximately at this year's championship, you're going to have 75 male association teams, 57 female association teams, 20 male district teams, and 17 female district teams.
Wow.
That excludes the 9 provincial sides playing against each other, as well as the juniors.
So you've got almost 150 teams participating. How many athletes on a team?
The men, they would be 6, and
Yeah.
the ladies 4 aside, and then four boys and 4 girls.
So you've got more than 1,000 people participating. Am I doing my numbers correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's
Approximately 1,000 people. But remember now, the provincial players, they are vying for selection into the Protea team,
Right.
because we have to select our senior men, our senior ladies, and our junior boys and girls. We have to select them for next year's WDF World Cup in South Korea.
Yeah.
And then we also have to select our junior teams that will participate in the African Union Sports Council next year. So there's everything for the players to play for. The players at that level, they take the sport very, very seriously. You know, now we're not talking garage darts on a Friday evening. We're talking competitive darts. And our guys, they hold their own. They hold their own at whichever level that they play. So I'm very proud of our players and the commitment that they show towards the sport in preparation for the competition, and the sacrifices that they make to be able to participate at the nationals. Remember, we have a shortage of funding at all levels in our sport, and so the players end up paying a portion of what it costs together with the organization. They share the cost. So it's tremendous sacrifices that the players make in order to play that sport. You know, but they're willing to make those sacrifices because they are committed, and we appreciate their commitment and their dedication to the sport.
Graham, what a pleasure to have you here as the president of Darts South Africa. Amazing to see what's happening with darts in the country, and it clearly indicates that there's a pathway for athletes in the province. So thank you very much.
Thank you, JP. Thanks.
There we go.
Thank you, sir.
There we go, folks. Western Cape Darts is certainly growing from strength to strength, and listening to all the opportunities for darts players in the province where they can compete for position in a national team and then aspire to even greater international lengths is amazing. If you are watching right now and you want darts at your school, reach out to Western Cape Darts. The 180 Plus program is a fantastic initiative driven by Western Cape Darts and is accessible to a school in your area. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.